Show me how you get down. I wanna see the migraine skank. Let me see the migraine skank. I wanna see the migraine skank. 2 hands on the head, that's the migraine skanking. Let me see the migraine skanking. I wanna see the migraine skanking. Wanna see the migraine skank. 2 hands on the head, that's the migraine skanking.
I think I mostly got support to my family members because I think, you know, you have friends, but like sometimes friends always react differently to what you say, but yeah, your family members are your own blood, and it's like at the end of the day your family members will always rely on you, but like your friend, they'll probably like go to somebody else and tell rumours, and they'll probably just spread and it'll get you down worse than what you was before. I think it's best to go family members, or even better, or counselling or something. It's like a section in our school. I don't know what I think it's called, like OG6 or OG7. It's like a special place for like children that like have disabilities or anything. There's someone named Jake, and he's blind, but he always goes there. But he still does like PE, and like there's like teachers there to help him, like to run or kick a football or something like that. And there's always like a place where like there's children that like can't can't read writing off like a computer or something like that, and they probably have to use like help. And I always look there. You always see them just getting help by different teachers. And if I had a disability or mental illness, I'd probably mostly go there. But I won't go like a teacher, because I don't know if sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes teachers may either forget or they don't even bother. So it's best I just probably tell my parents, and the parents talk to the school, and probably school will talk to the people that help you through mental illness.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it's like with my family, because I'm not a drinker. Like, it could mess with your mind thinking that you're alone and that you don't have like anyone to talk to. It could make you do crazy things, and I'm an alcoholic. And you could think that it's for people who can become an alcoholic. It could make you think that drink's your best friend, and then if you have like just a little problem what you could deal with without drinking, you think drinking is to solve your problem. Yeah, talk to counsel, seek to help, advice, don't do for stupid.
But I would do my best to make them feel better. And if I couldn't do it, then I'd do what I think would be the right thing in suggesting that they go to someone who I think could help them.
About it like a parent, family member, a friend, a counsellor. I wouldn't suggest them going on drugs or alcohol, because that's just going to affect them physically and mentally, and it's just going to make them much worse.
I'll say around about 13, 14, I started taking drugs like cannabis, making loads of money out of it by selling it and stuff like that. And then later on in life I started to do crime to feed my habits for taking drugs basically. Even though I was selling it, making loads of money, I felt like it got me to a stage I got very mentally ill over it basically. And I feel like it's no good other people taking drugs basically because it's bad for you. And you know, it leads to bad things.
The Migraine toolkit has been specifically designed to meet the needs of black and minority ethnic young people. It's very interactive. There's case studies, a CD-ROM, we've got a specially designed website, and the good thing about all the resources and the services that are provided is that it actually has involved the young people in its design. Our young people steering group has been very effective and very successful, I think, in designing, in enabling us to design a resource that is very much for young people, created by the young people. Do you know where to go for any type of support, any type of help?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get any help though.
Early on, proper help that addressed your needs, that it would have helped you to have a better life now?
Yeah.
Would you be fearful if I said schizophrenic?
No, I'd be very, very cautious around you.
I suppose if you are schizophrenic and you are to do something like that, then it'd be fearful as well, but you'd also want to talk them down. So you want to find out why they're being like that and how you can calm them down.
I started getting ill when I was 13 years old, and it was started with, I thought it was agoraphobia, but I think in a way that it was the start of schizophrenia. I used to walk around the town with my head down, and I used to get paranoid and think people were looking at me. And didn't hear any voices or anything like that, but I did start to hear voices when I was 17.
Did they actually teach you anything about managing your mental health, your mental well-being?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. School counsellor. And the school nurse.
Yeah.
The Young People's Mental Health project that we've been running has been funded by Manchester City Council, and one of the outcomes has been the development of personal supporters. Now, personal supporters, they're providing support to young people and bridging the gap between families and the schools to hopefully ease the referral system from schools to the CAM service, which is Children, Adolescent Mental Health Services. Now, personal supporters will be able to be contacted through the schools and also through the holding organisation, which is Support for Progress. Now, they're specifically trained to perform the roles of supporting young people in schools.
The boys group, which is young men from 8 to about 16, 17, and we get boys together on a Friday night at 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock till 6, and we talk about issues that are relevant to them at that time. So we get people that come in and talk about how school is, what's going on out of school, how their feelings are. So it's basically like counselling, but it's a support group, and the young men can bring in whatever they want to talk about that's relevant to them, and we talk about it and we discuss about it and we find out if they've got alternative ways of dealing with their lives.
Well, I think it's important to do what we're doing with young people around mental health, not only mental health, but in things like, gang-related issues, drugs, alcohol, so that we can make them aware of the dangers surrounding that, and with mental health, they have to be aware that mental health, anyone, it can affect anyone, no matter what age you are, how young you are, how old you are, it can be affected. So we have to make them aware about that and what to do, because you can't really tell when someone's got a mental health problem or a mental health illness, because it's in two forms. It can be a mental health, they call it a mental health illness, and just a mental health problem. So they're two different things, because illness is something that's been diagnosed, and a problem is something that's building to that. So they have to be aware of what that is all about and what to do when they feel that they're heading that way. So I think that's why it's really important to work with them around that.
Any mental health problems when you was young, let's say at school age?
I did experience low moods at at school age. Growing up from when I was young. My childhood. Going through school, because it really developed from the physical problems. What made me. With sickle cell. You tend to get sick quite often. And you're taking time off school. you know, a lot of time off school, you know.
Any form of common mental health issues the team deals with. We not only work with people with their depression and whatever other mental health issues, we undertake an assessment form that's very, very holistic. So we look at people's housing, benefits, any money, health, mental health, any children issues, any sexual issues, any drug and alcohol problems, and we try to deal with that appropriately, because we understand that all these things impact on someone's mental health state, and that's why people will get depressed, stressed, anxious, etc.
People with mental health issues to come out here to get involved in gardening, to undergo horticultural training, and to eventually have the chance to get involved in the working and the running of the garden centre.
I'm just going to briefly talk about the African and Caribbean Mental Health Services, how we came about, and how we came to be involved with the Migraine project. The organisation was established in October 1989, which was a result of some local people getting together to support people whilst they were in hospitals or secure units. And we currently provide various services. We've been going now for 21 years. We celebrated our anniversary last October, and we provide services for African and Caribbean people who have mental health issues, both primary and secondary care. We provide case management, support, counselling, advocacy, various drop-ins involving art, a social drop-in, music drop-in, various drop-ins that service users can have alternative activities, and we also focus on their physical health in that at the sports drop-in they're able to play football, they can play badminton mixed with other people both local and from other organisations. We also provide primary care services, which is people who are having mild to moderate mental ill health. For instance, people who are depressed, who might have issues with partners, bereavement, that sort of thing. And my colleague Pauline Clare will enlarge on that, the various services there. Let me just talk about how this migraine came about. This came about through the community development workers, through the partnership, the SIVA partnership, involving the Hawaiian Chinese Women's Association and the Pakistani Resource Centre. One of our workers, Dominic Piak, who was responsible for the African and Caribbean work stream, also children and adolescent mental health stream, developed this package, and it was funded via the City Council, Manchester City Council, and it's to develop work. He's developed a toolkit which can be used in youth centres and schools for young people as an early intervention tool to prevent long-term mental health issues in later life, thus cutting down some of the expenditure by the National Health Service in mental health. The programme will involve 11-year-olds to 17-year-olds, and the toolkit is made up of DVD, written materials, as well as materials for teachers. So hopefully once it's launched in March, we will be able to go into various schools and youth centres to develop this work further. One of the ambitions that we have is to market this package elsewhere, further afield, and hopefully we'll be successful in undertaking this to enable young people to address their mental health issues at an early stage, particularly in this culture of gun and knife crime.